Have you ever seen the sky turn bright blue at night? Just what in the hell is going on up in the sky in this first video? So here we see a group of folks hanging outside watching the sky because something just doesn't seem right. The sky is bright blue. The thing is, it's not daytime and everyone's pretty shook up about it. Especially when the sky suddenly turns dark again, as we can see here. Now, clearly there is a storm. I mean, you see some subtle lightning flashes in the distance, there's dark clouds up above, but this was one serious flash of lightning, if that's even what it was. I mean, it really does look like there was a glitch in the sky, and then suddenly it became daytime for a few moments and then went back to normal. And here are some images of the sky that night. That looks pretty insane. If I saw that, I would definitely think the apocalypse was on its way. Funniest comment on this one, by the way, could be one of those high-powered flashlights. Yes. High-powered flashlights, known to do that to the sky. Can you make any sense of this next clip? Weird. Snow filling up the reflection in the mirror, but panning to the window, to outside, there looks to be no snow falling. I really wish snow worked this way here. I mean, it looks lovely when you don't actually have to go outside and shovel it, walk through it, drive through it, shiver through it, clean up all the snow residue you inevitably drag into your house. If we really are living in a simulation, I would just prefer, this type of glitch to happen more often, is all I'm saying. Is that too much to ask for? The bird in this next video comes from Blue French Horn 26, who said that her daughter's boyfriend was on his way to lifeguard training when he spotted this. Just what is wrong with birds lately? This is not the first bird stuck in midair video that I've seen online. And what's interesting about this clip is the dude behind the camera is not the only one who notices that something is off. One guy had gotten out of his car to take a picture. So it's interesting that people at different angles saw the bird and noticed how weird it was. I say this because some commenters said the bird may have been suspended by fishing line or something, which is possible, but you certainly can't see any sign of that in the video. What do you all think of this one though? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. We usually talk about planes disappearing on this channel, but this is something else entirely. A plane that seems to just be sitting up in the sky. This one comes from TikToker Tanya.Draws, who was driving down a road in Chicago when she spotted the plane. And according to her, it was not the first time. What's crazy about this one is how low the plane is. I've seen other videos where people bug out about a plane seemingly frozen in the sky, but the plane is usually way higher up in the air. Easy for optical illusions to happen in that case, and while this could be an optical illusion too, it is just interesting to me how close this plane is. I mean, we get a nice, clear view here. Anyway, regardless of the explanation, it just looks super weird. This next video got a lot of people talking about a year back. So a man named Eddie from Fresno, California, going by Break and Pop on TikTok, posted a video showing the reflection of this orange Corvette C8 in the window of a strip mall. The thing is, no one can find the actual car in the parking lot. Eddie pans the camera across the lot multiple times, repeatedly asking, "Where is this car? I seriously don't see the car anywhere." This one went viral. Hundreds of commenters trying to make sense of what they were seeing. Eddie even included the text "glitch in the matrix" and asked in the caption if anyone could explain what was going on. Some said it was proof that we're living in a simulated world. Some eagle-eyed commenters also pointed out some other strange details about the video, like two mannequins on a bench and this weird bird bath sign that led one user to joke, "Do birds even read?" It seemed like there was just a lot of odd stuff about this parking lot.
Number 5. Sound of Freedom movie. For those of you who don't know the synopsis for this film, The Sound of Freedom, is that after rescuing a boy who was kidnapped and trafficked, a federal agent learns the boy's sister is still captive and decides to embark on a dangerous mission to save her. Now, this movie has been praised and popularized by a cult group who has a belief that a core group of devil-worshipping elite run the world. Now, after watching this movie, they have, of course, first come up with a conspiracy theory that the government or other secret groups have been trying to stop people from seeing this film. Several moviegoers have claimed that the movie theaters are intentionally sabotaging showings of the film by either forgetting to dim the lights or, at least in one case, turning off the air conditioning in the theater. Jacob Matthews said there was no AC running and it was unbearably hot. He also claimed when he went to purchase tickets, the entire theater was almost booked, but when he arrived, it was just him, his partner, and maybe 8 other people in the whole theater. I didn't think of anything until I got on TikTok a few days later and come out to find that hundreds of other people are experiencing the same thing, he said. So AMC and Regal, the places who own it, are not running AC and they're making it hard to get tickets. Now, could all these just be coincidences? Are there organizations trying to stop people from watching this movie, or are the supporters just crazy? I'm going with the latter. Number 4. Car that ran on water. The water fuel cell is a technical design of a perpetual motion machine created by Stanley Allen Meyer. Stanley claimed that a car retrofitted with the device could use water as fuel instead of gasoline. It was said that the vehicle could go 845 miles until it needed to be filled up again. Now, this would be a great feat as it would be better for the environment, but it wouldn't be good for oil corporations as they would lose money. Then Stanley died, and people truly think that he was assassinated. He died suddenly on March 20th, 1998 while dining at a restaurant. His brother claimed that during a meeting with 2 Belgian investors, Stanley suddenly ran outside saying they poisoned me. After an investigation, the Grove City Police agreed with the Franklin County coroner report that ruled that Stanley, who had high blood pressure, died of a cerebral aneurysm. But some of Stanley's supporters believe that he was assassinated to suppress his inventions. Philip Van de Mortelle, one of the Belgian investors, stated that he had been supporting Stanley financially for several years and considered him a personal friend, and that he had no idea where these rumors came from, but I wouldn't put it past the government doing this though. So, was it a setup? I think so. Number 3. Disney princesses. We've all heard the theory that Disney loves to add hidden meanings to their characters, right? So why not include that when it comes to the princesses and mental illness? These TikTokers spoke about what they think each Disney princess represents. They first say Ariel has OCD because she has her own ship underwater filled with junk and useless things. They say she's a hoarder, which can be a form of OCD. Then there's Alice from Alice in Wonderland, who has schizophrenia. Her imagining all those animals being huge and talking, that's a red flag. Then there's Belle, who has Stockholm Syndrome. Now, Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological condition where a hostage begins to identify and feel sympathy for their captor. It's essentially a coping mechanism, and in Belle's case, she is held captive by the Beast in his castle, and over time she begins to see the Beast as a kind and gentle creature despite his outward appearance, and she eventually falls in love with him. Now, this theory definitely makes sense, and I find it so creepy. Number 2. The mannequin. Balenciaga has been in some hot water this year, and things escalated in April when people online discovered one of their mannequins looked like one of their models, Christopher G, who went missing. In a viral TikTok video, a Paris native claimed that the youngster was morphed into a lifelike Balenciaga model. Now, the platform user could not believe that the mannequin looked incredibly similar to the model who went missing in 2020. Now, another TikToker compared the mannequin to Christopher by saying, "This mannequin looked like somebody dead. Look at the hands. His hands as real as mine. I've never seen anybody look so real. Holy F. If you know anyone missing a black sun that looks like this in Paris, he is in the store window." Now, a lot of people found the situation incredibly similar to the horror movie House of Wax, and I have to agree, as this whole situation makes me feel uneasy. And coming at number 1 is Astroworld. On November 5th, 2021, 8 people died and hundreds more were injured at a deadly crowd surge at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival at NRG Park in Houston. Now, despite calls to stop the show as fans struggled with the growing audience, Travis continued performing for a reported 37 minutes after the festival had been declared a mass casualty incident. Now, some people think this happened on purpose as Travis made a deal with the devil. Online theories about the event went crazy, and people have said that the stage was shaped like an inverted cross, leading to a portal to hell, which they believe is represented by the arc-shaped set on stage. They also point to a shirt Travis wore at the show that depicts human figures walking through a door and emerging with what looks like horns as further evidence that Travis was leading fans to hell and sacrificing people's lives intentionally for his part of the deal. If you don't believe that there is nothing demonic about that whole concert, you're spiritually blind, and I pray that God opens your eyes, said a man in a post on TikTok. Other signs people have pointed to online include 8 pyrotechnic flames along along the front of the stage, representing the 8 initial victims of that night, and a stage backdrop that read "See ya" on the other side. Now it's very sad that 8 people lost their lives, but could have been planned. I don't know. I hope not, but with celebrities and the Illuminati these days, who knows?
Starting off our list today, we have the disappearance and death of Kyle Marissa Roth. Kyle Marissa was a TikToker whose content consisted of blind items, insider knowledge that exposed celebrities and some of society's highest elites for acting malevolently. Prior to her death, the TikToker had posted a series of videos she claimed exposed both P. Diddy and Oprah, along with many other celebrities connected to the pair for their mistreatment of young men, which she claims were used by Diddy for adult favors. Shortly after posting the videos, they were taken down from her main page, and so naturally, wanting to expose the misbehavior of Diddy and others, she reposted them on her second account, and also claims that the information provided was sent in by victims to news outlets in an effort to bring awareness to the situation and to put pressure on the police to act. In April of 2024, shortly after the videos were posted, Kyle Marissa Roth was found dead after her parents called for a welfare check on the 36-year-old. No cause of death was given for the influencer, leading the public to speculate on what actually happened and if her untimely demise might have had something to do with the videos she was posting in the days leading up to her passing. Next up, we have Andrew Dawson, a TikToker who exposed the government and then paid the ultimate price: death. In 2022, the TikToker with over 56,000 followers posted a video of what appeared to be a giant standing on top of a mountain in Canada. That video was then followed up with an explanation video in which the TikToker stated that he had been removed from the premises after capturing the video by agents working for the American Central Intelligence Agency and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, and that he was now being stalked by both of the organizations, and he was quite worried for his safety. He continued to maintain the story until one day, seemingly out of the blue, he uploaded a video explaining that he had made everything up, although in the video it appears as though his confession is being coerced by someone off camera, which is likely, as just 10 days later, he uploaded another video rescinding his confession and stating a very real fear for his life. One day after that, he posted another video at the base of the same mountain where he had originally seen the giant, but this time it appeared as though a military base had suddenly popped up on the mountain's peak. After that, the TikTok account went dark, and 2 months later, his obituary was posted by a local news outlet. How he died remains unknown, or whether or not he really did, or who might have killed him. I literally have goosebumps, you guys. Next up, we have TikTok user Jenna Talia, who disappeared without a trace for 26 years. The user took to TikTok to share the story of how she discovered that her parents were not who she thought they were, and that she had in fact been a missing person since 1980. After discovering that she was not the biological child of the woman who raised her, and in an attempt to find her birth mother, Jenna decided to contact the local sheriff's office in the town in which she was born, and when she did, she got so much more than she bargained for. The sheriff told her that when she was younger, her grandmother had reported her missing after her birth mother had given her away to another family in exchange for financial gain. I couldn't find any information as to whether or not the TikToker ever got to meet any of her biological family members, but she did make it clear that her mother was not a good person and that she would have not been safe had she stayed with her. Unfortunately, her adoptive parents were no better. They were actually quite terrible. But it seems as though Jenna is doing much better now, and I have to say I do wish her well. Next up, we have TikToker Pratima, who in 2020 and at the age of 25 disappeared without a trace, according to her husband. While the pair were visiting Delhi, the TikTok star separated from her husband, which caused him to panic. He filed a report with the police, and he and his father both made posts online about Pratima's disappearance. Her husband gushed about her success as her father-in-law spoke about her disappearance, and an investigation was launched into the whereabouts of Pratima. Well, as it turns out, they found her, probably because she was never actually missing. Rather, she had fled from her husband and her in-laws, who she claimed had been tormenting her and who had made her fear for her safety. Not only that, but her husband was actually aware of this. He knew that she wasn't missing, but he filed a police report anyways in an effort to locate Pratima and to bring her back into his cycle example of mistreatment. Luckily, his attempt was unsuccessful, and Pratima is free. So that's awesome. At our halfway point today, I'm going to keep things somewhat light with Chris Rooney, who disappeared from the platform before returning with a heartfelt explanation for his absence. Chris Rooney became popular on TikTok after sharing videos of himself and his niece under the username the Yeet Baby. His content is adorable. I watch it. It's really cute. It's basically him teaching his niece like dexterity by allowing her to pour juice and milk into cups and bowls, and sometimes those cups get yeeted, hence the name the Yeet Baby. In August of last year, 2023, Chris was absent from the platform and people began to wonder what had happened. Eventually, he returned and provided his fans with an explanation for his absence. He revealed that his reason behind taking a break from TikTok was so that he could take some time to focus on his mental well-being. After suffering from poor mental health following his divorce, he had checked himself into a mental health facility. While this can be a difficult thing to share online, Chris was quite candid about his experience, stating, "Unfortunately, there was nothing anyone could do to help me. It is something that I have to work on, and I am going to make it my life's mission to not only get myself healthy, but also others." Keep it up, Chris.
Number 5. Haunted house. Members of the Hanley family have documented their ghostly encounters on TikTok. The family of 4 plus 1 ghosts, they believe, all live in a house together. Their house is haunted, and it appears that this ghost specifically likes the kitchen. In a video, the father can be seen working at his desk, and the viewers can see their kitchen. In one video, the daughter comes up to the father asking if he will play ball with her. He then turns around and the fridge door swings right open. It then shuts by itself, and he goes towards it, and as he does, it opens again, so he walks away. Good call. The post is captioned, "When the ghost is looking for a snack, but all you have are condiments." I'm glad they can make jokes out of it, but wow. In another video, he's sitting at his desk again and is heard telling his daughter that she needs to go take a nap in 5 minutes and to turn Peppa Pig off. When he does that, one of the cupboard doors open. The little girl doesn't want to go for a nap and yells no, which prompts objects in the cupboard to fly out and fall all over the ground. Spooky. Number 4. The Giant. TikToker Andrew Dawson posted a video of a giant in May 2022 standing on top of a mountain in Canada. He zooms into a mountain and there you can see a large person. Andrew calls it a giant, and I agree with him because there's no way that it's human. It wouldn't be that big. Now, after his post, he reported having interactions with the CIA and Canadian CSIS, as well as claims that he was being stalked after the post. He also uploaded a post entitled "I'm Scared," where he informed viewers that they might not see him post ever again, but that everything he said was true. He then posted another TikTok of what appears to be military vehicles on top of the mountain where he saw the giant. Since that post, Andrew has not been seen on TikTok or any other form of social media, sparking plenty of theories about his whereabouts. His videos have gained millions of views, but suddenly the comments were turned off. Now, with this being TikTok, things have gotten pretty wacky, but it seems that the full story may never be told. Andrew's obituary was actually posted, indicating that he passed away, leaving family members behind, but did he fake his death? Was it a setup? Who knows? His videos seem so real, but his behavior with everything was frightening. Number 3. The break-in. TikToker Hannah Verrett was recording a video of her dancing when something disturbing happened. In late October in 2020, a man, who she calls her stalker, entered her home by climbing up to her second-story balcony. Hannah is visibly startled, and the man starts mumbling in Spanish. She asks the man who he is and for him to get out. The man asks her if he's her friend, which she says no to. He asks if she's sure, and she repeatedly says yes. She tells him to get out, and you can see that the man actually moves closer to her and further into her apartment. She then goes to her front door and repeatedly tells the man to get out, which he appears to do. She then knocks on her neighbor's door and goes inside for help, and the video cuts off. She posted an update later saying that she broke her lease for her apartment and that the man who broke in was arrested by immigration. The man was charged with stalking, 3rd-degree burglary, 4th-degree burglary, 2nd-degree assault, and malicious destruction of property. A commenter asked what happened to the intruder, and she responded a year later in 2021 saying, "Still in ICE custody, he missed court in September and now has a bench warrant. ICE has to release him back to police in order for him to take a plea." This is absolutely terrifying, and being a woman living alone, I cannot imagine her fear, and I'm glad the man was arrested and can't hurt her again. Number 2. The suitcase. In 2020, a group of teenagers from Seattle were also randonauting, which prompted them to explore the area. The group had been filming their explorations, and user Henry posted a TikTok where it shows the group stumbling upon a small black suitcase. At first, childish laughs are heard as they initially joke that they think it's filled with money. Egged on by the group, one girl opens the top of the suitcase and lifts it from a distance using a wooden stick, revealing a black plastic bag filled with something. As soon as she opened it, the smell was overwhelming, read one of the video captions. They then called 911 due to it being weird, and police officers and fire trucks surrounded the beach. Seattle police later confirmed that the contents inside the suitcase were human remains, and said investigators had found several other bags in the area, also filled with body parts. The remains belonged to 35-year-old Jessica Lewis and 27-year-old Austin Wenner. Both died from multiple gunshot wounds. It's strange that randonauting led them to this area, but I'm glad the group were responsible and called the police. I remember watching all of this play out in real time, and it was crazy. And coming in at number 1, the stairs. Just thinking about this video gives me the chills. I'm not joking. Number 1 on this list truly terrifies me. The video is from a TikToker named Jaybird. They're following a trend where you turn the inverted filter on and try to walk down the flight of stairs in your house. It's harder than it seems, apparently. Well, this user started going down her stairs when something that's inhuman starts to crawl up her stairs. Her video then glitches and you can see a terrifying face. Then whatever it is starts crawling up the stairs using the railing, and the user, freaked out, goes back into her room and shuts the door before whatever that thing is can get her. Now, here's the thing. I don't care if this video isn't real and if it was edited. Either way, it's still terrifying to me and makes me and all the other commenters in the video very uncomfortable. I would like to delete that video off the internet forever. Number 10. Kanye clone. Since 2016, Kanye West has been acting strange. From supporting Donald Trump to making extremely anti-Semitic remarks, some fans believe that he was taken to a facility and cloned. Now, theories about Kanye being cloned first became popularized online in 2016 after he dyed his hair blonde and began showing support for Donald Trump. Now, the theory went even more viral all throughout 2023, with believers in the theory using several photos and videos of Kanye and his new wife Bianca Censori dressed in what was perceived by some as strange attire as evidence that he was cloned and replaced. On February 11th, 2023, TikToker Lady Tara _ posted several videos claiming that newly surfaced photos of Kanye with Bianca do not actually feature Kanye, but perhaps a body double. In one video, she even shows a clip where Kanye says, "If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why," as evidence that he was replaced. Now, Kanye did go missing for a while at the end of 2022 and beginning of 2023. So could that be because he was cloned? I guess it could be. The TikToker also posted a now deleted video where she examines recent photos of Kanye and Bianca, claiming that discrepancies in their height compared to Kanye standing next to Kim Kardashian suggest that he's not the same Kanye. Now, honestly, I kind of believe this one because it would explain a lot. Number 9. Michael Jackson is alive. For many years now, there have been rumors going around that Michael Jackson faked his own death to get away from the spotlight and is alive. Now, more recently, there's been some pretty convincing evidence that's been posted all over TikTok. Michael's son had a yacht party in June, and it appears that there's a guest that some people believe to be Michael. Now, for those of you who don't know, Michael was diagnosed with the skin disorder vitiligo, which results in white patches on the skin and sensitivity to sunlight. Now, to treat the condition, he used fair-colored makeup and likely skin bleaching prescription creams to cover up the uneven blotches of color caused by the illness, and due to this, he couldn't really be out in the sun a lot and was always spotted wearing hats, long-sleeve shirts and pants, a face mask, or even an umbrella when he was outside. Well, wouldn't you know it, but at the yacht party, there was a man photographed with Michael's son who looks very out of place because he's wearing a hat, long-sleeve shirt, and pants. And I mean, they literally have the same style as Michael Jackson. So could he really be alive and come out of hiding to go to a yacht party? I believe it, and I think you should too. Number 8. Dobby creature. Late one night in 2019, Colorado resident Vivian Gomez posted a video of a strange sight her home security camera captured. Now, internet users were quick to point out that the creature has a passing resemblance to everyone's favorite house elf, Dobby from the Harry Potter films, but it still didn't explain what it was. Now, the leading theory is that the figure is Vivian's young son dancing with underwear on head, and one outlet even enlisted him to recreate the footage to try to put the theory to bed. Now, her son though denies that it was him, so what was this creature? Personally, I don't think it's him, because if you look at the footage, the creature is lanky and its knees bend funny. I just don't think it's human, and I fear we'll never know what this creature is. Number 7. Meghan Markle faked her Archie pregnancy. Now, the conspiracy theory revolves around a false theory that variously claimed that Meghan Markle used a surrogate, that her children with Prince Harry were not even hers, and in extreme cases that her children do not even exist. Quinlan was one of the small handful of women, which also included Meghan Markle's half-sister, Samantha Markle, who concocted these lies and produced doctored images in a private group chat to promote this conspiracy. Now, the main conspiracy promoted by the group was a claim that Meghan was never pregnant and had her children via surrogate. They claimed that Meghan wore a prosthetic known as a moon bump. Now, hundreds of TikToks, tweets, and YouTube videos are dedicated to analyzing photos of Meghan at various stages of her pregnancy, claiming her bump had disappeared. Now, I think this theory is just insane and that she was clearly pregnant, but what do you guys think? Number 6. The world is ending. In this TikTok, two friends discuss how the CIA released the Adam and Eve document, which basically tells a story about how the Earth is going to end. It says how every 12 to 15,000 years, the magnetic poles on Earth flip and cause chaos, and that we're the 6th civilization to actually exist. They said that the last one was actually around 10,000 BC, and that we're close to the next period of time for the next apocalypse. Now, people think it has to do with water and flooding, because if you haven't noticed, there have been tons of floods and hurricanes all throughout the world in different countries and continents. Now, there's some people who speculate when this apocalypse happens that the Earth will actually hold still, and if the Earth stops moving but all the wind and water keeps moving, it's going to cause mass destruction.
Now, this next one's a little bit different, because instead of a TikToker disappearing without a trace, we have a man who disappeared without a trace, only to reappear years later in a TikTok video. On December 26th of 2016, Suresh walked out on his wife, Jaya Prada, their son, and their daughter. He left no trace and no clues as to where he might have gone. 3 years went by, and Jaya Prada began to believe that she might never again see her husband. That is until a family member sent her a TikTok video. A TikTok video in which her husband can be clearly seen dancing to popular music. Jaya Prada immediately went down to the police station for assistance. It didn't take them long to track down Suresh, who was, at the time of being located, in a relationship with another woman. However, when the police contacted him, he agreed to come home to his wife and their kids. I'm not really sure if this story had a happy ending, but at least Jaya no longer has to worry about whether or not her husband is alive or dead, although at this point she might wish he was dead. Doubling down on people who disappeared but were then found because of TikTok, we have Jessica Lewis and Austin Wenner. One day, 3 TikTokers went down to Seattle Beach where they discovered a suitcase. You might have seen this one online. It actually gained a lot of traction. Curious, they opened the suitcase, and inside they found much more than anyone could have ever expected. Body parts. They immediately contacted police, who arrived on the scene to discover another bag filled with body parts in the area. An investigation was opened into who the 2 people were, and it was discovered that the bodies belonged to Jessica Lewis and Austin Wenner, a couple living near Seattle. It turns out they had been killed by their landlord after a dispute had broken out over unpaid rent. The landlord, Michael Dudley, was sentenced to 46 years in prison for the death of the pair. I think it's worth mentioning that while the investigations were taking place, the video of the suitcase's discovery was posted on TikTok, and it amassed countless views despite its graphic content. I really don't understand how people can be so numb to social understanding. But to the person who posted the video and then refused to take it down because they chose likes and views over the family of the deceased's feelings, do better. Next up, we have the disappearance of Spidey Turin, a TikTok live streamer who in January of this year disappeared literally without a trace while visiting Phuket, Thailand. The live streamer is best known for his travel stories, confrontational behavior, and plant-based substance use, if you know what I mean. In his last live, he spoke about looking for a place to smoke and briefly mentioned something about a girlfriend. After that, nothing. Radio silence. He was last seen reportedly acting erratically in the streets of Phuket, but no one knows where he might have gone, where he is now, or what could have happened to him. But there are some theories. Many people online believe that he is either in the hospital being treated for mental illness, in jail, that he has been taken and is being held against his will and will likely be sold for some kind of services, or that he is dead. And that's really all the information that's out there right now. Hopefully he turns up soon unharmed and he will eventually be reunited with his family, but unfortunately right now we just don't know if that will ever be the case. Okay, so this next guy didn't disappear without a trace, but he is most certainly not going to be posting any TikToks anytime soon. It's Ali Abulaban, who ended the lives of both his wife Anna and her friend after he began suspecting the two of engaging in an affair. At the time of the pair's death, Ali had amassed nearly 1 million followers on TikTok. His content often revolved around his wife and their relationship, which he portrayed online as happy, loving, and drama-free. The two were often seen partaking in trends and dancing around their shared home. But in October of 2021, things turned dark when Ali went off the deep end and secured the fate of both his wife and her friend Cadenas, as well as his own fate. But here's the thing. Prior to the incident, Anna and Ali had actually separated, and Ali had been asked to move out of the home, so even if she was hooking up with her friend, they weren't together. Anyways, he did move out of the home, but he later snuck back in. He trashed the place and then planted a recording device in he and Anna's daughter's tablet to record any conversations that Anna might be having. That night, Anna invited her friend over, and after hearing his soon-to-be ex-wife giggling over the recording device, Ali went over to the home and fired a projectile out of a handheld weapon at the pair, killing them both before calling the police. He was arrested for the crime and charged with killing his wife and Cadenas. He is currently awaiting trial. And you know what? Why not double down on vicious TikTokers who committed unspeakable atrocities by talking about Claire Miller, who at the height of her TikTok career had a following of about 33,000 and who also killed her sister. Miller's content, which was somewhat popular on the social media platform, mainly consisted of videos of herself and her family lip syncing and dancing to popular audios on the app. But the last video she posted was entirely different, super creepy, and super messed up. It was a video of a white glove covered in thick red liquid sitting outside in the snow, along with a stuffed giraffe absolutely soaked in the same red liquid, which strongly resembles both the color and consistency of BLOOD. Now, I had actually seen this video on TikTok before, but it wasn't until I began actually researching Claire Miller that I realized the dark reality behind it. It turns out the night that the video was taken and posted, Claire had walked into the room of her sister Helen, a woman living with Down syndrome, and impaled her in the chest and neck multiple times before going outside, taking the video, and then calling police to turn herself in. In relation to the crime, she was given a sentence of 12.5 to 40 years in prison.
Number 10. Bag of blood. This is just strange and concerning. A TikToker named Ollie filmed something that he found in a forest, a bag of blood with the Red Cross logo on it. He films it jokingly saying, "Anyone lose their bag of AB blood? Because it's in the Baker wetlands, let me know." People in the comments thought it was funny and started making jokes saying they accidentally left it there, or that characters from TV shows and movies must have left it. Although funny and random, I want to know, how did the blood get there? It's in what appears to be a standard hospital bag you'd find fluids in. No one really knows why it was there or if it was even real blood in the bag. Is it from a patient that escaped? Did someone steal it? Or the most obvious answer, did a vampire accidentally leave it behind? Who knows what the real truth is, but finding that in the middle of nowhere is strange for sure. Number 9. The mysterious photos. User Leela.land posted a TikTok of something just plain creepy that happened to her dad. It is important to note that this TikTok was filmed mid-2020. So one day, a random photo showed up on her dad's phone. He showed it to his daughters, not understanding where it came from. It seems innocent enough. It's a photo of a sunrise that has been taken on some sort of vehicle. Now, maybe it was airdropped to him and he accepted it by mistake. That's a logical explanation. But the creepy part is that the photo was taken at 10:33 a.m. on January 30th, 2027. Yep, 2027. That's what the Apple timestamp said. Leela said they think the photo is a premonition for her father's death, and that's the last thing he'll see before he dies, which is just terrifying. No one in the family recognizes where the photo was taken, and the father has no idea how it got on his phone. All I can say, creepy. Number 8. Secret rooms. A TikToker named Tatiana, or Tots online, posted a video of a secret room in her house that no one knew about. She said her brother's room smelled weird and they couldn't figure out what/where the smell was, so they hired someone to check it out. The guy they hired checked the house and checked out the gross storage room that the family never uses. It's located right beside her brother's room, and while in there, the worker found a hole in the wall. So, like what any normal person would do, the worker climbed through it. It led to 2 secret rooms that no one in the family knew existed. There was actually an entryway to those 2 rooms through her brother's closet. When they pulled the paneling off, it revealed a secret door, and behind it were the 2 secret rooms. I'm sorry, but has that family never seen Coraline? You don't do that. After the discovery, the worker cleaned the floor with bleach because it was covered with dirt and blood. Yeah. While cleaning the area and doing some digging, the family found out the room had been used by past owners to grow some green plants that you can smoke, wink wink, nudge nudge. Even though the family figured out what the smell was from, it is still incredibly creepy that none of them knew or were made aware of the secret rooms. Number 7. Abandoned town. TikToker Steve Donovan and his friend were randonauting, which is essentially just you traveling to random places near you based on quantum random number generators and Mother Nature, which gives specific coordinates for you to follow. Now, Steve recorded the whole adventure, and these friends were led to an abandoned town that had mannequins and windows, deserted cars, and lots of trees. They were sketched out, rightfully so, but they continued to stay. They drove up a one-way road on a mountain, and they continued until they got closer to the location. They eventually couldn't drive and needed to walk to the final location. While they were walking along a path, a pretty big rock randomly fell down the hill, which startled them and prompted them to question if they should leave, but again, they stayed. It then got dark and they kept going until they found some sort of shelter. One of the friends stuck his phone in there to film, and you can see a round, almost white head with a human-esque face. It was staring right at them, so they left terrified. It's creepy that a town like that even exists and that they were led there in the first place. Number 6. Bebop and Baby. For those who don't know, Bebop and Baby is a TikTok account that features a mother and daughter. It's not that weird, but their posts can be unsettling. They're just not natural. This has led some TikTokers to do some of their own investigating, and they believe that the mother and daughter have been kidnapped. There are a lot of theories on TikTok that state the proof is in their videos, as there's a big speaker on the corner of the ceiling, and when users started pointing it out in the comments, it was covered up. They think the speaker is what the kidnapper uses to speak to the duo. There's also a door that has a lock on it that's always locked, and fans also believe that it's not a real room, that the bedroom is actually a set. The theory for the kidnapping is that they were kidnapped and are now forced to make TikToks, which are monetized by the way, so the kidnapper can make money. Worried fans have asked the creators to wear certain colors if they need help, and fans believe they are leaving clues in their posts. Who knows what's really going on, but this account has always creeped me out and I hate seeing it on my For You page.
So this next one is pretty creepy. A TikToker named Laughter Awaits posted this clip of a woman seemingly frozen in place. And the pair behind the camera are understandably totally dumbfounded by what they're seeing. Not only is this woman standing perfectly still, but her legs are crossed. I mean, like, how do you stand in this? I mean, I know you can't see me, but just imagine I'm crossing your legs, if you will. This video also goes on for over a minute, and she would have been standing like that before they started recording. Whoever this person is, she would be amazing at red light, green light, but all of a sudden, she just unfreezes and continues to walk like nothing happened. Very strange. Imagine seeing that at night though. You just look outside your bedroom window and she's there, just mid-stride, frozen in place. those blinds would be getting closed. This next video comes from Lynn's No Hands, who wrote in the caption, "Why are all the same cars parked in this empty townhome neighborhood?" Very good question, Lynn's. Let's take a look. So, yep, as the caption says, it's all the same car, different colors, sure, but same type. And they're all backed into the driveways. None are facing the other way. Pretty weird stuff. And I don't know about you, but whenever I'm driving past neighborhoods like this, I do get a weird feeling anyway. It's just, a series of boring houses, all identical, just repeating over and over and over again. This, of course, takes it to a whole other level, though. I mean, I don't know, did someone just buy this entire neighborhood and then turn it into a car dealership? Your guess is as good as mine. So back in 2023, a TikTok video posted by user unknown1575489, very catchy title, started making the rounds online. This video shows a person walking down a busy sidewalk, or rather, not walking. As we can all clearly see, this woman appears to be frozen mid-stride. It's not a still image, there are cars driving by. This person seems to be just stuck in place. Then moments later, the person just snaps back to reality and starts walking again. This video racked up more than 5.5 million views, with thousands of comments diving into theories. Most of them, of course, pointed straight to simulation theory, with users joking that this person was like an NPC in a video game. And yeah, I can't say I don't get some cyberpunk glitch vibes from this video. What's odd is that her hair doesn't even appear to move at all. It's one thing for someone to just stand as still as they can, but that bit is just extra odd. The hair not moving. And according to the uploader, she'd been standing like that for about a minute before he even started recording. So did this fish just learn to swim in midair? This video comes from TikToker Ruben.v.irs, and yeah, I do not know what the hell is happening here. So we watch as the water drains from the tank, but this fish doesn't go down with the water. It just stays at the exact level it was before, swimming around in the tank, just not with water around its body. Some of these things are really hard to describe in words, and here it is from another angle. And here, you'll notice that there are other fish in the tank, and they float down with the water as it drops further and further down the tank, because, that's just how gravity works. But this one fish zips from the bottom of the tank to the top, where there's nothing but empty space. Pretty cool video. Just what in the fork is this? Posted by Nico Too Swift. He and his siblings watch as this fork does what no fork has done before. I sat down for a while trying to form the words to describe what I'm looking at, but I just gave up. I mean, you can see what's happening. Now, not only is this very weird, but reading the text, this was all filmed at his brother's place, which, according to him, was haunted. So apparently this was not the only strange thing they'd experienced at this house.